All right, traders. Hey, welcome on back here this Tuesday afternoon, October 14th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Great to have all of our students and members rejoining us, though, back here inside our live trading room. Just chatting with a few of us here a moment ago. Peter, so Day just earlier, working with him. Leda, Erica, Kathleen. Great to have all of us here. So Genevieve just before. She's been killing it on the CRML trade herself. And a bunch more of us here. Martin, great to have you back here, just joining us here. Margaret, as I'd mentioned, Deborah just a moment ago. And hey, if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., popping up lower left, right below the avatar there. At Cyber Trading You, if you're new to our channel, new to our YouTube or social media, just hit the follow or subscribe button down below. And from there, you'll be more in tune with our day-to-day doings. But otherwise, Tim, Leda, Deborah, all of us here, otherwise, etc. You get the full brunt of our commentary, our call outs. We're working together as a team inside our live trading room here throughout the afternoon. So, CIFR is what I'm in right now. This is one of 4 trades I'm still in on right now. I did eat a loss on GDRX just at the pre-market this morning. Got out before the opening bell. Just hold it down more. But the Ethereum, we'll get into that. The CIFR, at least here, it's on the screen. It is pushing back up once more. It has a good order book, so that makes it tradable. It's up like 3-4%. That makes it worth watching. At least something that's up a little bit more. Maybe not up as much percentage-wise, but let's just take a look at the daily chart, because this stock isn't just moving up today. It's not just moving up this week. It's not just moving up this month. It's breaking all-time highs. So in this situation, regardless if I'm in it right now, I hope a lot of us are in from the 1788 that we had mentioned from yesterday. And that was an early call out shortly after the market opened up early on in the morning. But either way, 17, 18, 19, 20, this thing's been a great swing and move up throughout the afternoon. We're going to put this on our watch list here to begin. I could probably ask this on a variety of different stocks here, folks, but let me just ask here, is anyone still in on the CIFR stock? CIFR mining, Cipher. Tim, there you go. Very nice. Cool. One of us, 2 of us. There you go. 3 of us. How about that? Excellent. And again, I could ask on a litany of different trades. We'll go through the quantums here in a moment. There's other, mining stocks. I know, the man himself, Fausto, he was, saying that iron just keeps going up higher, right? He wrote that to you in the chat board just earlier today. He said iron keeps going, right? So it's not just CIFR, but we'll put this on our watch list for right now. Let's go over the others. IRE ends up more. So that right away, yeah, I got to put that above the Cipher on our list here for right now. Normally these Bitcoin mining stocks don't move as well heading into like the afternoons. But, for these trades breaking all-time highs, that's a bit different. Mara is not breaking all-time highs. I will guarantee that to you. Not all-time highs from Mara, but having a good day today too. It's up 12%. Riot's been a very strong stock of late. It's 52-week highs, if not more. Again, kind of similar positioning where it's looking to try and break back over this year past support that we had back years ago from the previous bull market. Some of these trades are going to be doing better than others. So for those, I'm going to focus more on, like the Wolf. Well, it's not all-time highs, but it is as close to just breaking over a major historical resistance as we could ask for here. We haven't really looked at Wolf in a while. WULF, that one. We've actually been way more focused on iron, and typically this would be moving up better with iron. So I don't know if there was some news that came out maybe a month ago, a couple of weeks ago that made it shake more. Had a big upwick on Friday, I guess. But today, yeah, right back on our radar here for right now. The Wolf, WULF, that one is. All right, so let's see what we got here, folks. I fixed my mouse issue. I hope I fixed it. Let's go right from top to bottom here, though, otherwise, and we'll see what we could work with here for the afternoon. That's not a good long-term chart. EQMS. Good intraday chart, right? So it's popping right back up again here. But I want to bring up a comment that one of our students, Tim, mentioned early on today. Listen, I see these comments. I remember them like the back of my hand because it's like something I would say myself, So I'll highlight Tim's comment. He wrote AQMS, one of our gold students early this morning. AQMS is a pump and dump stock. Be careful. And I knew what he was talking about immediately because when you look at the long term, yeah, it speaks for itself. And even just looking back here, right? one, pop and then drop. So, this is not some long-term strong chart to look at. It's up like 175% today. It's at the highs right now, getting halted here. So it's kind of hard to not put on our list for the afternoon, but it's probably like the last stock I'm going to add to our list. It'll be like the one, one at the back. So NVA, I guess you could say same thing here. You get a few of these that if they're going to have thin books out there, but they're popping, kind of hard to ignore. So let's just keep zipping through and we'll kind of cherry pick the ones that look the best. TMQ, this actually looks really nice. I think this is breaking all-time highs as well. I think flew from the other day last week or the week before. $2 up to 11. But, if anything, this stock has a decent book. Spread opens up a few cents, but good order size, a couple orders out there posing as support resistance. So yeah, I'll add the TMQ though for sure. We're already building up a pretty good list here. So all right, let's see what else we got. SKN bottoming out, a little flat for the time being. SDST, it's at the highs, pretty thin book. Not really a fan of that. And UAI, this has been moving a lot for us of late, right? I mean, I guess breaking higher from last week's candle. And then today, it's trying to come back up a little bit here, and it does have some good volatility to it. I wouldn't mind adding this to our list at the end. Let me just go through everything else though first. I like how we got a lot of us on that CIFR stock. That's really good to see. Anna, Wendy, Albert, a bunch of us. And again, there's others. There's others. STI, casino stock popping up higher here from yesterday. Good for that stock. Hold up. Actually, that one looked pretty good too. THM, it's tradable. It's up 32%. That's a lot. Maybe this is just the beginning of a better move here. Maybe not. It's already been pushing up since like 60 cents. Okay, yeah, there we go. This has been in the pits for a while. Oh my God. This thing has been destroyed since 2010. 10 all the way down to mere pennies. It took forever for this to break out of a shell. You know what? This thing is up so much. And I'm saying that over the last 6 months, let alone the last month. You know what? Just it piques my curiosity. We haven't really put this on our watch list really at all, I don't think. So we'll add it. THM today. Maybe not tomorrow, but today. SLNH, though, just no brainer. This one here, absolutely, goes near the top of our list for right now. Perfect trend, afternoon move, more recent here across the afternoon, so pretty fresh. Order on the bid, 84,000 shares almost sitting there. That had to have popped up just from 2:30 as soon as we started the meeting, or at least a little after. So, that one right away, that's the type of stock you got to make room for. That's why we got to cherry pick a bit. MVTS, I got out on my swing trade. You just caught good luck here on this pop. So, we got in off of $9 as a swing trade just from the day before. I thought it was going to be a good swing trade because of the level, but I wasn't expecting the news that came out. This is exactly where I tell everyone here. You don't want to beat yourself up too much in the moment over stupid mistakes. Yeah, you learn from them. Yeah, you can beat yourself up here and there, but don't beat yourself up more than you're celebrating the big wins, right? Because this is incredible, right? To catch this type of pop just in the after hours, you're not expecting that news to come out. It's not like it's earnings. That was APLD. APLD from last week later said, hey, they have earnings coming out after the close. And we were already in them as a swing trade, but I didn't realize the earnings were coming out after. I'm like, all right, I think that we could wait for that. This was totally different. NVTS, just random news popped up out of thin air with NVIDIA. Take the money and run. You could always get back in on the trade after. You're up 40% on the trade. Just get out. So, that's what I ended up doing this morning off of 1250. And I'll tell you, I'm going to try and jump back in on the stock soon enough as a swing trade. As a day trade, this might have some legs here, maybe to push over 13 even as a day trade. Come back to it tomorrow then, even after. Let's just go through the rest of our watch list, though, here first. Build everything else up, though, first. Come back to it if we need to. NVTS, MNTS here for my traders, dyslexia people here like myself. REKR, not bad. LAES, pretty damn good. All right, so LAES, just kind of no brainer there, like the SLNH. Popped at the open, but been pushing up ever since. Like good trend, easy to see. WWR, more recent here across the afternoon, pretty much same thing though. Add that. All right, here we go. Now we're starting to move here. RCKT was looking pretty damn fine. FLNC, maybe. This looks great. Actually, good spread. I thought there was an order on the bid even to back that up. Maybe not. Can a little slow. If you like watching the grass grow, maybe you could eke out a few pennies there, right? It's possible. Ericsson, if this is what I think it is, wow, that's pretty crazy. Was the Nokia coming back? DVLT, this looks great. I really like this push. Coming back on up after about 4 or 5 days of red. So you had a big move up last week or even the week before, came back down. So now recovering today. I don't mind it. I'll put this back on our watch list for the time being. DVLT, big 104,000 share sell order though here at 220. So be mindful of that. And remember, that's how you use level 3. This is how you use the matrix, how you use NASDAQ Book Viewer, the book trader, whatever you want to call it. And we teach this all in our curriculum. For any of our members here that aren't in tune with our classes, again, keep in mind, that's a class I take a lot of time to go through in lesson 10, Introduction to Level 3. And then even from there, I have a whole series of classes. We just mix level 3 in, level 4 otherwise. But just on the TradeStation Matrix or the Interactive Brokers Book Trader or a NASDAQ Book Viewer, either way, before my tongue gets tied here, at 103,000 share sell order. So, all right, let's keep going though here. What else we got across the afternoon? Zoom out on my chart there. The INDI looking pretty good also. There is so much that is just like active, moving out there. We'll do round 2 in just a moment because I'm sure there's going to be others that will probably pop up as I finish this meeting up here even. So we'll do last call. We'll do round 2, whatever you want to call it. Lunar going back on up pretty nicely here. I can make some room for Lunar at this point still. One of the space stocks, we've been mainly trading Rocket Lab and AST Space Mobile. So those have been the much healthier of charts long term, and they've been proving to be so with their recent moves. ASTS actually is up about 9% right now too. Getting back to that, a little more expensive, but we're probably going to hit 100, right? May as well wait to see this hit 100. So I don't mind putting ASTS on our list, but I also like the Lunar a lot more. LUNR, cheaper. It's going up even more percentage-wise today. So we'll add both. LAC had a good move earlier today. Again, let's check out the long-term graph for this. Yeah, it's breaking over the highs even from the couple weeks beforehand. So this could be in line for the next leg. It's just a matter of seeing resistance hold over as support. Let's just finish up everything here first. Let's see what else we got. We already got the Wolf. We already talked about the mining stocks. Don't need to add any more of those. There's the U-Trade, F-Cell. Oh, wait, this is popping right now, actually, huh? That looks pretty damn good. I think Rich called that out beforehand, right? And going back up to last week's highs here. So, you know what? We'll add Poet. Man, we're getting to be a big list already. I mean, when the markets are ripping at the highs, we're probably not going to find much from the loser side. So, not too surprising that most of it's going to be from the gainers, but we'll hop over to the loser side here, see if there's anything that's good. A-Lab getting hit bad today. Geez. What happened here? Is it news with like one of the drugs, or is it just earnings or whatever it is? It's right at the low of the day. Actually, I absolutely would make room for this type of stock if it had better volume on the order book, better spread, better liquidity. I don't care about the price. If this just had a better book, I would make room for it. But for now, our list is so big, we just don't really need it. CRDO, same thing. This looks great as a short. Nice drop off here. But again, just like pretty thin book, not really a necessity here at this point. We have so much already to look at that's, as opportunistic, if not more, to try and trade. And that does it. That's pretty much it, folks. That's all I got here from my side of the table. If there's anything else that you got yourself, let me know. That kind of brings me back to the quantums, because I kind of told you we'd look at quantum trades as well. So, like for instance, QBTS, Rigetti. It's so hard to ignore these trades at this point because they're at the highs. They still have good volume on the book. It might have thin orders on the book, but good orders as far as acting support resistance, and then otherwise, again, the spreads are pretty good still. So QBTS, I'll have kind of be the main representative of the quantum trades this afternoon. All right. From Leda, did you look at LEES? Yes, that one looks great. I did make that. I did make some room for that. Got that one there. Jerry, you like QS? That's not moving that great, that one. The ENVX, same thing. That's not looking that great, Jer. And then the IONQ, it's been pretty good from yesterday, right? But today, not as much. These are trades that we'll take time on in our classes to go through as far as like why we're putting them on our watch list. But you want to focus on things that offer the best chance to make that continuated pop, that higher high or that lower low. But here otherwise, we're going to be more focused on these trades here so far. Want something looking up like a wolf here. It's up about 14%, even if it was up 10%, just at the highs, near the highs, trying to make that push. That's something you're looking to try and trade. Later, as always, appreciate you. Anything else though, folks? Last call before we wrap up. Round 2. I got Iron. I got Wolf. Those are the main representatives of the mining stocks. If you were trading CLSK, I can make room for this, right? But I could say that for a lot of different stocks. RCAT going back on up here, I'm seeing. So, looking at the drone plays or the autonomous driving stocks, whatever you want to label them as. This isn't doing much here on this. Jobby's doing a lot. Wow, that's actually making a great push. Archer making a pretty good push, but it's up 2%, not up as much as that Jobby trade. You know what? I don't mind adding Jobby. I'll add JOBY to our list. There you go. APLD, not so much. Intel going up, probably going to fill this gap by overnight tonight. So you really can't go wrong with Intel if you trade it consistently and if you do well on it yourself. If you don't trade it consistently and if you don't do well on it consistently yourself, then you focus on our list. Oh my God, they already got a Navitas ETF. What the heck? They already have an NVTS ETF. This is like a small cap stock. Granted, I love the trade, but how the hell is there already an ETF for this thing? And it's $108 a share. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, when I'm getting that on my scanners, folks, I think that's my cue. I think that's my call in to wrap things up here this afternoon for this meeting. All right. I'll just run it through the gainer side one more time. If there's anything else I may have missed, look at like NUAI one more time. This we got. That's a no-brainer. Our CKT, it's hanging out there. We'll keep it on our B list. ABAT's been a pretty good trade of late. I'll check out the daily chart for that. Also the INDI. So let me just do that here before we finish. INDI, it's doing pretty good. The ABAT, though, that's like an all-time high type of stock there. So you know what? Again, I got to be picky and choosy. I'm just going to add the ABAT, and that does it, folks. Big ass watch list here this afternoon. So I'll pretty that up for all of us. But that's where I'll tell Jerry and Leda and New Day and all of us here that at least they're joining us here in the trading room. Start and stick with that list, right? We just scanned the whole market for you. So that's going to give you the best opportunity to try and ride these runners out into the close. Jobby, QBTS, LAES, Iron, Lunar, you name it. Just start with a couple, though. Don't do the whole list. Just start with a couple in your personal rotation and go through them for the next 5, 10, 15 minutes. When Rich jumps back on the mic, we'll probably cut a couple of these off, and then we'll probably sift through later on and rescan and build it up a little bit more after. But you don't want to get too overwhelmed, right? Keep it super simple, right? All right, folks. Hey, if you're joining us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. Hey, I know that Fausto just did an open house webinar. We normally don't do that on a Tuesday. So if you're new to our channel, make sure to check out our most recent videos. So, I know that he just conducted that earlier today. We typically do that on Thursdays. We have a big event coming up just, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Fausto and myself will be both in Orlando for the Big Money Show event down there. We'll be alongside Peter Schiff, Charles Payne, some of the big, educators and analysts throughout the industry alike. But between that and also we have our big in-person on-site event coming up next week too. So I'll tell you, our live event schedule a little wonky over the next week or so. Even more reason for you to subscribe to our YouTube so you know when we're going live. Hit that notification icon too as well. But just join us at Cyber Trading U if you're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even as well. I always like to say we don't dance for you on TikTok. We don't do like the shuffle, but we teach you how to trade. That's what we could do. But otherwise, folks, hey, best of luck trading going into the close. Real quick, if you're a student of ours going into the phase 1 course, just give me a quick chat here in the trading room. If you're a phase 1 student joining us in class this afternoon, let me know. Go, Margaret, Jeff, Amon. We got a bunch of us here now just joining us. Perfect. So that'll be at 3:05 Eastern. So if you're a student of ours, again, we're going to be talking about journaling your trades. Not really like the sexiest topic of all time to go over. Really, not like the big meat and potatoes, not the big juicy exciting stuff to talk about, right? But we got to get it done because it's the most important part of progressing, becoming a better trader over time, not just going to the casino each and every weekday. But, folks, for Guy, Amon, Jeff, Margaret, all of us here, otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in class. And if you're not joining us, hey, if you're interested in our curriculum, just make sure that you talk to your education advisor. They're basically the intermediary between you and Fausto, you and myself. They'll be able to break down any questions regarding this curriculum, this course schedule. But, again, best of luck trading going into the close. Otherwise, folks, I'll talk to you all soon.